Sizemore did like
Tom.
Tom was most of the time. I was really grateful because Tom most of the time was there for me, and that was my first movie, and I gotta thank him because he knew that was my first movie, and I was kind of like, oh my gosh, Sizemore, Stacy Keach on set with me, I don't know what to do, and you know, he was like always there. And I remember once that he came, was like, I was really tired, and Sizemore was like, oh God, just stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. It's just gonna go, we're gonna go there, we're gonna do it, and that's it.
I fell asleep during takes a couple I was working like 22 hours a day.
On the film?
I would fall asleep
We did it like 14 days.
Oh my
the whole film.
goodness.
So it was a lot of work, and sometimes we had to wait for long hours, and I wasn't used to it. That was my first film. You know?
Your first film, and probably the craziest shoot you'll ever be.
Yeah. So I was like, so Sizemore like helped me a lot.
I think it's cute that you call him Sizemore. I think it's cute.
Age.
That's cute.
Make me angry, so I can call you Tom.
I'm angry because I'm in Los Angeles. No, this is funny. I went too. I'm sorry.
I don't think it's funny.
Well, I went and talked to David. David Duke's my assistant, and I talked to David Duke about what it meant to kill people, and he told me.
Yeah, you got acting tips from David Duke.
Yeah, the wonderful David Duke.
And if you're talking about this film, how it's sort of a redemptive story, you have to start in a pretty dark place. I mean, was it hard to in some of the earlier scenes?
I don't think I take that seriously.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I take it seriously, but I don't take it seriously like I'm. When I was a young actor, I used to go like, I gotta stay in character, and I would, you know, I'm James Dean, I'm gonna stay in character, and it's really exhausting. You spend much more time on movie sets not shooting than you do shooting. Yeah. So I knew I had to figure out a way to do this. The actual, what happens between action and cut is all that matters, except if you're me. But what happens between action and cut is what matters. And you need your energy to be, you know, on the money then. Yep. And when I did Heat, Bob De Niro would literally do this. So that way I was, I'm not gonna believe this shit. I was sitting there, okay, I'm rolling, okay. So say you do have me hemmed in. Cut. Anyways, I was. And I'm not exaggerating one bit. And I was hold his script for him. I became very close friends with him then. And he would sometimes forget his lines. He didn't like to know his lines. He blah, blah, blah all of his rehearsals. It was kind of, he did. He would rehearse with him and he'd go, so let's consider, everybody's got us, the G, the Phoebe, the FBI. So we haven't made a decision. What are we going to do? Chris, he might go, blah, 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 blah. And he wouldn't do his lines until the camera was on. So the first time he ever said the lines ever in his life was on camera. He didn't learn them and he didn't say them when he was learning them. So in any event, I don't know if this is the way he works. And he just told me he knows when to do it, and when as he's gotten better and he's a veteran, he's able to he knows the character so well, he's able to literally on a dime just go into it. I can't do that really, but I don't have to walk around and torture myself.
No, right, absolutely. And Hector, I mean, is that how you...
Hector, on the other hand, kept walking in the walls, dumping his head in the toilet and everything.
How do you tend to work on the set?
On the set?
Yeah, on the set. Because so much of it was written for you. I mean, I'm wondering if it becomes harder because you're trying to hit the tempo of everything, or if it's easier because...
No, it's harder for me because it was 7 or 10 pages every day, and it's my second language. That's the harder part for me. Yeah. If we do this in Spanish...
It was hard. It was hard, man. It was hard. It was hard, wasn't it?
For me, it was hard because we don't have the time. No, if we have the opportunity to shoot this in 8 weeks, can you imagine what Jesse can do? I want to give him 8 weeks of shooting in his next film, no, because I think he's very talented, and so he can invite me and I can do my work more relaxing.
I think that a sense of urgency sometimes helped us, but at times it hurt us. We couldn't figure out exactly what we wanted to do. But sometimes we were forced to do things and we just came up with good ideas.
Yeah, well.
But not all the time.
So maybe the short shoot.
Some of the short shoot,
made it.
Necessity is the mother of invention. And if you have only this much time, you only have this much time. You got to do it.
Yeah.
And it would force us to get creative. Really. Remember that long speech I had about how you write to your congressman?
Yes.
We never got a chance to do that really correctly.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was something I
But
remember.
well, we treat this one in order of the sequence.
Oh, really? Chronologically through the whole
Yeah,
script?
chronologically.
Wow.
So that's interesting because I never do
Yeah.
film on that.
Were there any scenes that took an unexpected direction because of how short it was? If you had to improvise, as you're saying?
They were all finished.
They were- And Hector, you said you were really interested tonight because of some of the issues that we have, sort of a Ku Klux Klan member being put in a cell with a Mexican laborer or a field hand. You said different audiences react very differently to some of the scenes and what's funny and...
We just watched the movie at the Latino Film Fest on LA, and then in Albuquerque with Anglo audience, and then on Orange County with teenagers, and it's very surprising how all these people enjoy the
Different
film.
communities
Yeah,
laughing at...
communities laughing at different parts of the film, But it's very.
I've not seen the movie. I've not seen the movie. I've heard it. And all these demographics love it, but I've not seen it yet
Well, you
myself.
will watch it tonight.
I know. I'll watch it tonight.
Are you watching it tonight?
I don't really want to, but I'm gonna.
Wonderful. No, it's great.
I don't like to watch myself. It just.
But I can't believe you spent such an intense, 14 days in the trenches and you haven't seen the finished product.
It's
It's so
35 feet
good.
wide in your face. It's
Yeah.
just. It's not pleasant. Meryl Streep doesn't watch her movies.
At all? I didn't know if that was just for a couple. So we have time for a couple of questions. Just a couple, sadly. I have more, but I'm sure other people have some. Please.
Hector,
Yes.
so I saw the trailer is hysterical and all that. You can't wait to see the movie, but what's up with the hair? What's up with that?
Yeah, I have to cut it after the film. Yeah, that was my hair. No? Well, we put some pieces on it to make more bigger now, but we don't have.
It was a style choice, man, in his real life.
I have a lot of damage on the hair, so that's what I cut.
That's why he has it like this. No more long hair.
Jaden, please.
I actually have a question for Olga. Olga, you said this is your first movie, but this is not your first movie ever. So you've done some stuff in Mexico?
Theater and short films, and I have another 4 movies coming out after this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Great job.
Do you want to give any of them a shout out? You can plug them if you want. Any of the movies?
One is with, it's for the producers from The Kids All Right,
Oh, wonderful.
and Christopher Neal is the director.
Gary and Jordan.
Daniela Taplin-Lundberg,
Yeah, I did a movie with
Red
them.
Crown Productions.
I did a movie with them called Cripple with
Yeah.
Aaron from
Cripple.
from Breaking Bad. Same guys.
Oh.
They're great guys. Yeah. It's coming
Yeah,
out
I've
there.
heard that, yeah. So, yeah, it's with David Duchovny, Vera Farmiga, Ty Burrell. It's a great cast. There's another 3 more, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Fortnite.
Please.
I wondered if you had done any commercials at all, or if you've just done any kind of stepping stones to the movie business?
No.
No.
You don't like, not a fan of the commercials?
It's not a stepping stone. It's not.
Okay. Hector, have you done any commercials?
Never.
No, in Mexico.
There you go.
No.
Please, in the back.
Sizemore.
We're calling you Sizemore
Research
now.
have you done for the Grand March, for the Grand Ku Klux Klan film?
I killed people. What do you think? I went to my grandfather was born in Tifton, Georgia, which was he called de facto apartheid Georgia in 1900, and he's of mixed ethnicity. So I heard a lot of stories about these guys when I was growing up, and I didn't need to do a lot of research. I mean, I was in a movie called Sins of the Father in 2001. I was nominated for a Golden Globe about the Birmingham bombing by Klan. My father was I played Tom Cherry, and my father was the man who bombed in the movie, bombed the church. So I'm very familiar with the Klan from that movie. I did with Ving Rhames and Richard Jenkins, which won the Golden Globe, and I didn't win. I lost Best Actor to James Coburn because he was dying, I guess. Anyway, should have.
Not that you remember specifically.
Richard Jenkins is the one who said that. He went, "Yeah, you got the Dead Guy Award." Anyway, Mr. Jenkins was, and Ving and I, we did steep ourselves in the Klan's history, so I had all that coming in, and they're just hateful pieces of shit, really. You know, it's not hard to figure them out. Ignorant and hateful.
And we may start there in this movie, but that doesn't last for very long at all.
Well, yeah, I'm not really hateful. You know, I mean, if Kevin Fowler and I just want to eat.
He just wants people to care.
He wants
Like,
to eat sweet potato pie, sweet pumpkin.
he gets mad when they don't write him a letter.
Could we
Like, I
do
thought
the
my-
demonstration on Thursday? Because Thursday's sweet potato day. Kevin Farley's another actor in the movie who's wonderful in the movie.
He's great in the movie.
He's amazing.
Wonderful.
The trailer looked great. I had a question for Tom. If I can go back to Saving Private Ryan. He did a fantastic job in that. And
Yeah.
could you share anything that you gleaned from working with Steven Spielberg? Some of the takeaways, lessons, anything like that?
He's one of the most decent men I've ever met. And for a guy with such magnificent success and magnificent wealth, he has his feet and his imagination firmly placed in common people's lives and his imagination. He told me he aims his imagination to the Mississippi River because these are some of the tidbits I remember. I used to write this journal called The People I've Met and the Things They've Said. And he said that he aimed his imagination to the Mississippi River because the world is not LA or New York or London. And for all this great success, he can still find the ET phone home. Only a guy who's in this world with us, even though he's over there, it seems like he is. He's not. And he was the most. All of these great directors have one thing in common: they know the movie they want to make. And he knew it down to like this point. He said, "I've already shot it, cut it, scored it. I have the advertising out, and it's out. I've already done all that. I just need you guys to carry out the moves. So don't get too creative on me." Somebody did, and he got shot and fell and died on a piano. 20 pages early. So he can actually be, he really meant that too. That don't be creative business. He meant that, don't be creative business.
That actor made an early exit.
The one scene in the movie that we had a problem with was the scene with Tom Hanks and I. This is a director being kind to an actor. We couldn't get that scene right where the candle, it just wasn't working. And Steven, we shot the movie in 58 days, and he prides himself on being on time. He never goes over budget. And I said to Tom, Tom, it's not working. It's just not working. And then Tom said it's not working. I said, tell him. And he went, okay, Tom said it's not working. And he did say that. We both didn't think it was working, neither did he. So we came back to that scene the very last day of shooting, in the very last 4 hours. But we had rehearsed subsequently 2 weeks. And we found the moment where I go, remember Vecchio? He used to stand and walk on his hands and piss in the sand and piss a V for victory. And it was just something that I said, and Tom took it and ran with it, and we found the scene. And it's one of the better scenes in the movie, I think, and Steven really worked with us on that.
You know that journal you mentioned? That sounds like a journal
You
I'd
don't
love
want
to
to,
read.
you don't know, I had to kill it, I didn't burn it.
Oh, okay.
The people I met said a lot of shitty things.
Is the Spielberg page the most memorable
But not
page
Mr.
from
Spielberg.
that?
Huh?
From that journal, is Spielberg the most memorable lesson you took away from
Oliver
anyone?
Stone's the most memorable person in that journal.
And is there anything you can share?
No.
Okay.